Hi, this is James. I'm back in the shop again. Taking a little detour from the chess set because it's my son's birthday coming up. I don't have the chess set done, and he brews beer. So he's got a really wonderful kegger, and he has 4 taps in the house for 4 different kinds of beers. So today we're gonna take some hard maple and some oak that's been treated, which I'll explain later, and try to make some beer taps for his taps, and we'll see how that goes. So I've got these 4 blanks, and what we're going to do, I've already done this one. I've just marked the centers before we turn it, and I have a drill bit in there. I believe it's a 3/8. Then I'm going to drill a hole down to there, and we're going to tap it the same size as the screw that's on his tap, beer tap, and then we're going to put some glue in there, some CA glue to stiffen up the threads. We'll do that a couple of times, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we got the holes drilled. And now what we're going to do is I have a tap, which is 3/8 16 threads per inch, which is the same size as his beer keg screws for the tap handles. And I've mounted that in this chuck. And what we're going to do is mount the blanks in my scroll chuck, run the tap in so it's centered, and then just leave the tool rest untightened. Put a little pressure on it this way while we turn the stock, and that'll pull the tap in. So we're going to be tapping wood. Once you get about 7 or 8 threads in there, what we can do is just turn it, and it'll pull the tap and the tool rest right in. So we will tap the wood. Okay, so now what we have is a blank that has a 3/8 by 16 tapped hole in it. So we'll blow out the shaving, and then we're going to put in some thin CA glue and just make sure all of the threads are pretty well soaked, and that'll soak it up pretty fast. So we will let that sit for a few minutes, then we'll come back and tap it again, put some more glue in and tap it again. We'll do that 3 times. So while I prepare this next one, why don't you go have a beer? Okay, I'm back. So what I've done is I got a bolt actually, that's the same size as the beer tap itself. It's 3/8 16. I cut the head off, mounted it in this chuck, and I put a jam nut and a washer on there. And so what we're going to do is thread the blank onto it like this. Okay. And then we'll bring up the tailstock and we'll begin turning it and see how well we do. Alright, so I'm going to give it a try, and I'm just using a roughing gouge. And I'm not going to be too aggressive because I've never done this before, and I really truly don't know how well these threads will hold up if it got a big hit on the chisel. I'm going to change the camera angle. Alright, hopefully you'll be able to see a little better. I'm interested in this wood because at my hardwood store down in Colorado Springs, they had this very ugly looking dark board, and it looked like oak, but I'd never seen oak that color. So I asked the fellow, there was a big hunk of it. It was nearly 9/4. It was about 6 inches to, well, it averaged about 8 inches wide. It was about this wide on one side and 4 inches on the other, about 5.5 feet long. Anyway, they wanted to sell it for $4. And I said, so what is it? And they said, it's oak. And I said, I've never seen oak. And they said, well, it's been treated in a hot vault where they heat it up and they don't let any oxygen in. So it doesn't combust, but it turns very, very dark and very dense, they said. I'm not sure how it's going to turn because it's not shaving well, but I just thought I'd try it for this one. But this is the dark oak, treated oak. Alright, looks like we can go a little more speed now. We've got a rough shape now. So what I want to do, I'm starting to smell the CA glue probably oozing through. This is the plastic tap handle, and I thought that I'd like to get down to about that thickness, but I don't think I can. The wood would be too thin. So I'm just going to round this edge a little bit and then start my design, and I'm going to use the parting tool and make a deep cut here and just leave a little piece on the live center and see how this turns out. Well, that's getting close to where I want it. Let's sand it up a little bit, put some sanding sealer on it, and see how we end up here. This is my synthetic steel wool. It's about an 800 grit. I do like the way that came out. So we're going to put some OB Shine Juice on it. And see how it shines up. It's still soaking it up. Alright, I think we're going to part it off. So folks, here's the finished beer taps. I'm kind of happy about the threading of the wood. I know people have been putting in threaded inserts, metal inserts in the ends, and then screwing them onto their beer taps. But to me, if those threaded wood threads held up to do the wood turning, then of course they're going to hold up just sitting still on a beer tap. So I was happy to see that. So maybe I'll get a picture of them being installed. And here are the finished 4 handles right on the tappers themselves. So we're going to see how they work. And I recommend everybody go and enjoy a beer right now. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Happy birthday!